should check that. Well, the audio hookup is working. And do you know what? 1 second. Get this, double check all this is working. It's all good, and we'll go from there. Granted, I'm hoping all this audio is working. We'll have to log in and check. You know, we'll soon find out if there's a problem. But yeah, I'm not going to give any commentary till I know it's working. I can't be bothered doing it unless we'll log in and get it checked. I'll hit sign in, then I'm going to go to the toilet. Right, I'll be back in a moment. One second. I was not 6 minutes late. I've been live for the last 6 minutes or 8 minutes. And yes, I'm aware I'm late. The Eiffel Tower. Before I do anything else, I gotta double check that all this works. 1 second. Right, I think it's working. Right, I think it's... There we go. Audio's all working. What does that say? Alright, that is kind of funny. I almost lost my streak of going live multiple days in a row. I was meant to do this live stream at like 7 or 7:30 was what I said in the short. didn't end up happening. It's kind of a variety of reasons. I kind of got called in. I'd left work, right? Do you know what? That actually should be pinned. That is quite funny. I pin the funnier comments in these streams, and you've just won that. But yeah, just to recap, I was meant to do a stream earlier, and it didn't. I didn't, because I'd left work, right, and I'd went to go about do some other things that I needed in my work, and I called me back, and I was like, you know what? It's very rare that you get extra hours and stuff during this time of January. It's like a slow month, so I was like, you know what? Screw it, I'll delay the stream and I'm gonna go do that because it'll be worth it in the long term. So like, yeah, I didn't want to go, but I was like, I want the money. The retro gaming stuff that we were doing on here, those streams should return within the next week or so. I'm currently just doing this. What time's tomorrow's stream? I don't know. I've not figured that out yet. I've not thought that far ahead. It really just depends what I've got going on tomorrow. I don't really plan. If I know 100% what I'm doing the next day, then I will plan it in. If not, it's like I will try and do a short with as much advance as I can give you, like advance notice. That's kind of generally how it's been working for a sort of while. But these things happen. So I'm not going to be doing really too much. I've got an update on the whole PS3 thing, right? Sure. You should still technically be a mod, unless you're signed in on a different account. There you go, your standard moderator. So the whole update was basically, there should, on, I think tomorrow or the day after, I'm picking up one. Because also we're doing the whole thing with some certain games. I'm just have, because my rare backwards compatible PS3 finally yellow lighted, I'm just going to buy a PS2 and a PS3. Bill. We'll also just do Lego related content, man. That's kind of just what the stream is. I was filling up on a thing that happened a few lives ago. We're not far off that being 2 weeks ago. But anyway, that's kind of about it. But all I do know, right? Yeah, see you later. But yeah, normally that's kind of what we do around here. We're mostly just into that kind of content. I'm just reorganizing a few things first. But no, tomorrow's stream should be like very reasonable time, purely because I'm not in work pretty much. Like I'm on like kind of standby with them, but they've kind of told me, hey, you're more or less not going to be in. But I'm going to be doing some shelf reorganizing. So I did normally there's some video games here. I've went and sold some of them, but you know we're just kind of general reorganizing of the collection, fixing some stuff on the shelves like that. Clone Trooper, you know, he decided to fall down. This will not be a long stream. The way this has been working, right, is I've been doing a stream every single day since the 6th of January. I've managed to not miss a day, and I'd rather not miss a day. So this is why you're kind of getting a short. This stream will be short, but you know what? Like, I'm happy with that. It still counts towards it. Tomorrow will be a longer one. See, we do a mix of things on here. Normally, it is Lego related. That's kind of what the content is. I post reviews and stuff like that on here. But there's also kind of, you know, sometimes I'll set the camera like this. I do the streams on my phone and stuff. And you'll be able to see the TV and I'll game on it. So in terms of my gaming, like PS1, 2, and 3 eras kind of where I'm at. That's kind of my favorite era for gaming. And I was explaining there that I had gotten a little while ago one of those PS3s. Here's a random fact for you. Every single PS3 can play PS1 games. But only select very rare models can play PS2 games as well. Unfortunately, only the original version of the PS3 could do that. And those were prone to dying. Mine did. So I've been refunded the money I'd spent, right? Because I'd bought it with a warranty. And basically, I'm going to take that and for that same money, in fact, less than what they gave me. I think for like 120, I could buy an original PS2, which those were known to be reliable. Like those didn't die from stuff like that. It's one of those things. See, when they started putting all the stuff inside consoles so they could go online and put Blu-ray players and crap in them, that's when they started developing like well-known faults. And I'm gonna buy the later on PS3s, one of the later on ones, the slim ones, because those don't seem to have as like they're not prone to having issues. It's kind of like how you had the Xbox 360 that kept red ringing, and then they did the slim version that didn't do stuff like that. Because that's kind of my favorite era of gaming. So I'm planning to get back because a lot of you were enjoying the streams. I was playing like, like I was playing the Futurama game on PS2, which is one of my favorite games ever made, and those streams are doing real well. So I'm planning to get back into kind of doing that. But that's kind of what the main thing that's going on right now. I'm gonna quickly go get something to drink, and we're gonna get on with whatever it is we're doing. Oh, you watched that? Nice. Wait a minute, I didn't have all of those, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, it's not ended. I briefly disappeared as I tend to do. You know, just phase through walls. Yes, he was there. Go check him out. He does content of some sort. Terra Killer T1's content is spin a magical wheel with many options and see what happens. I swear to God, see if you actually started doing that, it'd be funny. Yeah, Terra Killer T1 was there when that PlayStation did that thing. The two of us were actually, it was on a stream. We were playing the complete saga. And yeah, I was just getting a cup of tea and I've got some food cooking. I was at work all day, so I'm getting done. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but go. I should for the next week. I'll have those streams going up again because every Friday I do a live build with a set, or at least we try and aim to. I've got a couple of sets lying around that are ready to be live built, so we can kind of sort those out. I think I'm going to do a bit of. Try to figure that one. 1 second. I'm just kind of like general shelf organization in this one because there's a few things I still need to go through and organize and fix, but I didn't want to lose the streak I had going, so I was doing them almost every day on a constant basis. I'm like, it would be an absolute shame if I accidentally missed a day due to stupid reasons. But it's a very short stream. You'll be lucky if this stream hits an hour. Like that would be. I'm just putting some parts in this bag. That would be like an. The public comments. Day 1000 of asking for a Lego creator for a free Star Wars set or minifig. You've really done 1,000 days of that. That's crazy. There's a guy on my TikTok, right? And annoyingly, I find it funny, but I need to make this into some content, right? It's a guy who comes in, right, and he private messages me on TikTok every day. I think he's like up to day. I think he's up to day 50 or 54, right? Of asking Captain Rex Production 72 to buy and build the new UCS Death Star. Oh, someone's gonna have to tell him that's not planned to happen whatsoever. It's kind of funny though that someone's like asked me that many times. My viewers can be entertaining at times, to put it lightly. I'm just storing these at a minute, but yeah. Unfortunately, I can't right now. But do you know what? I'm currently at 2,108 subscribers, right? See, once I hit 2,500, I'll do a giveaway type thing. Since I've never actually done something like that on here in the last nearly 11 years. Yeah, look, and I'm not saying that to be sarcastic, right? See, in the last couple of weeks, I've gotten what? 104 subscribers? So, like, I could see that reasonably happening. Do you know what weirdly seems to be pulling in a lot of subscribers lately? Those shorts. Was it? Shorts became a thing on YouTube, what, like 7 or 8 years ago? And I never bothered to actually upload any shorts, right? And I didn't see the point. I was like, oh, cool idea, but I'd rather make the longer. What? Like, I never bothered to actually upload or make shorts. Like, I couldn't see the point. It's like, I'd rather make a longer, more detailed video. But YouTube at that point took short videos and made them into shorts. So I've always had like a few. And then I was like, you know what? Out of curiosity, I'll make a couple shorts. I want to see if these do as well as people say that they do. They did. See, in the last like week or so of doing short videos, I've gained like 25,000 views between them. So it does seem to work as a content thing. Right. Now, I just thought it was kind of funny how that worked out. But yeah, I'm just trying to organise things. I've got some content that I'll be filming coming up as well. So those are the extra parts for the X-Wing if you want to convert what's on the wings. So I need to keep that in there. That's sorted. This, it's not needed. But yeah, go subscribe to Terror Killer T1 if you like content that of changing theme. You'll try what? The shorts. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm back. Alright, I'll show you my Lego since we're challenging me. I think we're going to have to. Though, despite the fact I may have a slight advantage of some of the stuff I own. I know we're going to have to. This could be interesting. Right, I'm currently in the process of sorting and dusting in some of my collection, but yeah. I don't know, man. That could be an interesting thing. A Lego off. You may have some points. And I feel like now that I've been challenged, I feel slightly inclined to show it off. I have been officially challenged. So, do you stand by your comment? Oh, did you get that delivered? That was, considering you only told me about that the other night, you got really good shipping there. Who was the shipping courier on that one? I still need to pick up the actual DeLorean set. Yeah, I want to know if he responds. Like, if you know ball when it comes to Lego, you'll know that I own some of, like, Terror Killer T1 knows. That I own some of, like, especially this set right here. Like, I own some of the more insane stuff with Lego. Like, mostly the figures in this case are a good example. I'm curious to know if there's going to be a response to this now. This could be funny. Royal Mail, second class letter. In all fairness, man, I've not ordered anything Lego related this year so far. I've been the last Lego purchase that I made was over here. The last thing I bought would have been the Indiana Jones Temple Escape. I've been quite I've just not felt the need to buy anything. I've got stuff coming for this. So I made a video talking about how I'd pre-ordered a bunch of figures from a custom manufacturer. And the guy, Brick Rebellion, so he's made the Shock T that's there. He's made the Han Solo, for example, who are made by that guy. If anyone's confused to what you're looking at or doesn't know, this is the complete pick, or my goal is to have, it's a bunch of mixture of custom minifigures and real ones for all the playable characters in the complete saga. And, you know, Brick Rebellion also made those looks. So I've got a pre-order coming from him tomorrow, and it should be the two Kaminoans that would go there and the Ugnaught. I pre-ordered those back in August, so finally getting those in. Or that's what the Royal Mail emails are telling me is coming. But yeah, a Lego off would be kind of funny. I'll be just kind of still watching. I feel challenged and I accept challenge. Come on, let's go. Well, a lot of the custom manufacturers, you have to pre-order a slot to get some of the stuff they're making. So I'll maybe make like 50 of them. I pre-ordered it back in August, and there's a few that I've pre-ordered from him in November that will get shipped next month. So I'm excited for all that because that's upcoming content. I think he has left. I think he saw some of the certain things in here and just went, you know what? Nah, I'm done. That would be kind of funny. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna put you guys back up there while I continue to organize and fix some of the things on here. I'm also gonna quickly go check because I did put some food in the oven. So but go check on that. I'll come back. Oh, just FYI, I will not. I don't know if I'll stream until then, but I am. If I do, the stream is not going past. Well, I'm not going past midnight. I've genuinely. I was up this morning at 5 a.m. for work, and I only recently got in. So yeah. Nah. Angry brunette. All right, I'm back. Let's see let's see what insane is being said. I caught him on the Jabba the Hutt. He was on a leash. It was crazy. Wow. Infinite loop. The only reason, right, the stream was up on the TV. Does he accept the Lego? Yeah, I think I win. I mean, that's not all the, and I have some of the more insane stuff. Terra Killer T1, if he's in there, he's seen my collection in person many times. He'll vouch for me on that one. Just cleaning some of the Super Star Destroyer here. Big set. Takes a while to clean it all, but it's one of those ones you want to really keep nice. Same with this big Falcon. I want to answer this. Come on. Be funny. Yeah. Terra Killer T1 does have some cool sets. He's got like Jabba's Palace from 2012. That's a pretty cool one. You've got the Ninjago Final Battle as well. But yeah, if anyone's interested in checking him out, highly recommend it. See, I'm to that point where I own that much Lego, I may have to pick and choose what is and not in storage. But to be fair, I have somehow, with my collection, spent the last 2 years constantly running out of space and then just finding creative ways to make space. Like, I'm still lucky enough to be in a position where I can space it out and enjoy it that way. The only sets in this collection that are stacked on each other as a space thing, I'll show you now. It's up here. So the Republic Striker class Starfighter, which, you know, an old Republic thing, is on top of the Clone Wars turbo tank. That's the only one that's had to be stacked randomly for space, but like the rest of it's all spaced out by movie and stuff like that. Like, I've not had to have that problem. But eventually it will probably get to the point, right, where I'm stacking sets, like, trying to give a good example, like, granted, trying the best way to describe this. Like, I will be filling in all the little, instead of having it neatly spaced out, I'll be like getting all the small sets, filling in all the little gaps, putting stuff under here, you know, having sets run through the back, like, you know, just to sort out the space. I can eventually see myself being one of those people. But to be fair, I've not bought Lego in quite a while, so I'm doing all right because I've kind of got a backlog sitting around. Like, I just recently built this X-Wing on stream, which that had sat up there for a month. I had not had the time to build it. I've also got, granted it's in there, but it's another set. There's that's a 2007 Imperial Landing Craft. And then there's the dropship that me and Terra Killer T1 unfortunately broke while building the new shelving, so I'll have to sit and rebuild that. One second, let me have a drink and stuff. So, one second. So, my original Lego collection. My original Lego collection started in 2008 until 2014. And due to personal circumstances and what was going on in life at that point, I had to restart completely in 2015. So this is 11 years worth of collecting. Most of it has probably been bought in the last 5 years. Joe's crazy. In my mind, 2008 is not that long ago. I just realized in my head how long ago that was. Joe, it makes me feel old when I see TikToks on here, right? Or not on here. Shorts on here or things on TikTok, right? And it's the ones like showing what's considered retro sets now, and it's like ones from my childhood. Like, ow. feeling old now. What time are we on anyway? The live will end in the next 20 minutes. It was kind of just a short one, just to see what we get on. Big off. What are you saying that in reply to? Subscribe to Terra Killer T1. He's the Prince of Cordovia. He's also the bourbon ad guy. He's many things. It's an inside joke between me and him. He's, for context, Terra Killer T1 is someone that I know personally. We've been friends, what, 9 years? That's crazy. How much what? Oh. What set specifically? I mean, oh, are you asking what the value of all of it is? Like for the whole collection? I have no idea. Like, let me give you an example, right? I can tell you for a fact that this Star Destroyer, Super Star Destroyer, one thing, Terra Killer, I would recommend you do, right? Just because I was telling you earlier, do a shorts version of it as well. Because I was telling you what my shorts have gotten in the last 5 days. I recommend it. So this Star Destroyer, for example, right? I know that sells for 700 out of the box. I know that Cloud City sells for about 3,000 or 4,000. I know that the 2012 X-Wing's worth like 50. Same with the 2006 one. But keep in mind, right? It'd be easy to calculate. I didn't pay anything like that for these sets. I bought some of these sets before they were worth that, when their value was a bit less. Like, let me see another way of putting this, right? Not all the figures here came in these sets. So, for example, trying to find a good one that I could point out as an example of this. I'm looking around the shelves to find a figure that I have that's not from a set. All right, take these astromech droids here, right? So, for example, I got the green one here. I got in the set it came with, so I'd add its value would be paired to the set. But this one here, and this one here, and this one, I bought separately from eBay for their own value. Same with this minifigure here, Admiral Yularen. Same with all these 501st Troopers. So I'd have to calculate all the value of the complete sets I own, and then all the additional. I've probably bought hundreds of additional figures off eBay over the years. Joe, maybe that'll make an interesting short on here. What is my collection worth? Like, what is the lowest value of this? Tell you what, do you want me to do a video or a short trying to value? I've got Lego there, all over. Like, would that be interesting? Tell you what, I'm not busy tomorrow. I will actually sit and add up what I can. I can't get the exact number, right? I would be there for probably a week. But I'd have to pull out all my storage Lego and all that stuff. But see, as far as what's on the shelf, or like I've got figures and stuff, like we've got a whole bunch of clone troopers and stuff in boxes there. But what I'll do is I'll add up everything you can see here. Again, the only figures I will include are the ones that came in sets, but they'll just be counted as a sets value. For example, these figures here at the bottom, they came with the UCS Falcon, so they'd be part of that. Because that's worth, that goes between 600 and 800 is what that one's worth. Keep in mind, some of these sets are like, that's a 19-year-old set, that set's 15 years old, stuff like that. I could probably get like a rough estimate value, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what that's like. So yeah, at this point now, I'm just kind of answering questions that people have. I don't know why, but I feel like Terra Killer T1's going to ask a very Patrick Star-like question. Right, there's two answers. I'll drink here and then I'll answer it. So there's the collection that I had as a child. I started that in roughly 2008, but due to personal circumstances, which I don't want to get into here, I had to restart completely in 2015. So this collection has been going on for 11 years. My original collection went on for 6, and this collection has completely dwarfed that. I think it got to that point probably about a year and a half ago. Like, another answer for that is the first set I got as a kid. I don't actually think I've went back and bought that one yet. But the set I remember getting as a kid, the first one, I think was set 7667. And it was one with the Rebel Fleet Troopers in it. It was one of the small army builder sets. The first set I bought when I got back into Lego was... It's hard to see. It's the one in the very back there, the Twilight from 2008. Because most of my sets are much older ones that I kind of buy like off the internet. So I admit modern Lego is not as interesting to me. From my old sets, which one do I miss the most? I've bought a lot of the ones I had since. So, for example, Palpatine's Arrest was one of the ones that I had as a kid, went back and bought. The Tantive 4 was one of those sets. So was this X-Wing and that X-Wing. The Falcon back there was one that I had as a kid. The Republic Gunship, to be fair, I've got 2 of those as an army thing now. Jabba's Palace was one of those ones, but one of the very few sets I've not went back and bought yet that I do miss having is it's the Sith Fury class Interceptor from 2012, and it's the set that pairs up with this one. I've not had the opportunity. I do own the main figure from the set. It's one of the ones I bought loose. He's there behind the Chrome Vader, Darth Malgus, and for an honest, this does light up. This is kind of more rare and valuable stuff. There's a few sets I do miss having, like one of the ones I've not picked up yet, and some of the... There's quite a few that I've not went back and bought again. It's not to do with the value, I just keep forgetting to grab them, because maybe I'm looking at them, but then I see on eBay, giant UCS Falcon, I end up going for that. The other question I'm going to get is, how do I afford it? Simple. So this Falcon was selling for £725 on eBay. This is the original giant one, so it's worth quite a bit of money. And I didn't pay that. I bought it over 3-month installments. £220 a month, which seemed a lot more reasonable to get one of those. Another set that I miss would be, I've got Jango Fett Slave 1 here and there, and I've got the Ultimate Collector's one over there. One set that I do miss having is the 2010 Boba Fett Slave 1. That set goes for quite cheap sealed. I don't know why I've not picked that one up. It's honestly, a lot of it is just some of the smaller sets I tend to overlook randomly. We got any other questions? Because I'm only going to be live like another 10 minutes. If there's not, if there's not any other questions, I'm just probably going to end it. Because I'm going to film some shorts and some other stuff tonight. So, Charlene Bird, or your username, are you new here in these streams? Because I'll admit, I do find it hard to keep track of everyone who pops in and out of these. All right. Did you just find my channel randomly, or like through the? Cause a lot of people find it through the short content. All right. Honestly, I had no idea you could do that on YouTube, but do you know what? See, when I first started using YouTube, it was on a desktop, so my brain still thinks of it that way. But I suppose YouTube, it has quite a lot of TikTok-like features, kind of like how you can, you can go scroll through the short content. That is my biggest regret on this platform, was never doing the short content until like a few days ago. And you know, in those couple, maybe 5 days that I've been doing shorts, it's got over 22,500 views between all those shorts. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make more of those. That's worth doing. So unless there's any more questions, I'm just going to end this one off. Anyone got anything they want to ask? Terra Killer, if that's a serious offer, you need to message me, man. I'm not against the idea. Yeah, what's up? I don't know. You know what? These are good questions, right? I tell you what to do, Charlene, right? Comment these questions, the one about what's my collection worth, and comment the one about how many sets. If you comment those on my most recent short, I can turn those comments into videos. Because I feel there's other people have asked those questions. I actually need to figure out the answer to both of those. The sets will be the easier one to figure out. That's my best recommendation, is I can make that into content. But so as I have been asked both those questions a few times, so it means I can make a video for everyone and point it out. But anyway, I'm going to go. There'll be a stream tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.